All right, Chelsea fans, welcome back to another video. We're going to be breaking down the Nkunku and Gvardiol rumors. Matt Law, David Ornstein, let's see who's right. All right, well, first up, let's go ahead and jump in with great friend of the pod, Matt Law. He is reporting that Chelsea are ready to sign Josko Gvardiol and Cristope Nkunku. It's a double raid on RB Leipzig, which we've just done some business with, obviously sending Timo Werner back to them. And this is the headline. He goes on to talk about discussions already being had. Everyone knows about the Fabrizio Romano video saying that Nkunku already underwent a medical with Chelsea in August. It kind of sounds like that deal is done, pending any major injuries or, kind of breakdown a relationship between the two clubs. So this, at least with Nkunku, shows that Todd Boehly is ready to get ahead of any summer drama. I think he probably realized, especially with Jules Koundé going to Barcelona and how that drug out, he wants to avoid any of that stuff. And if Chelsea essentially pick a target and say, absolutely want this player, he's doing everything he can to get them with as little competition as possible. With Nkunku, obviously, he's a highly rated goal scorer attacker in the Bundesliga. He actually came from PSG. If we want to look at some of his stats here on FBREF, amazing resource. Go check it out. Links in the description. His scouting report is obviously a ton of greens. Scores goals, assists, creates chances, which is you want to see as far as like possession, progressive passes, dribbles. His stats are off the chart. When it comes to pressures and tackles, interceptions, blocks, clearances, aerials won, that's obviously not his strength. But we're definitely not buying this player to play left wing back, right wing back. We're not buying him to do anything other than attack and go score goals. So, I mean, this player profile is exactly what I think any team in Europe would want. I want to make sure that we kind of look at some of the stats from across some different seasons, right? So he didn't play a lot at PSG, essentially went to the Bundesliga to get more time and minutes. So here he had his first season, right away played a ton of matches. Had 5 goals, 13 assists, 18 returns, pretty solid for the first season in a new league. Next season dropped a little bit, only 12 goals, 6 and 6. And then last season is the one where he really caught everybody's eye. 20 goals, 13 assists, 33 goal contributions. Again, just in the Bundesliga alone. A 0.66 goals per 90 is quite phenomenal. His assist was 0.43. He had a 1.09 goals plus assists per 90. That is really, really impressive. And then this season, in 8 matches played, he's already got 6 goals. No assists, but hey, 6 goals in 8 matches. He's at a 0.75 goals per 90, which is quite fantastic. As you kind of look at some of the other things, shots on target, he's at 40%, which is much higher than Chelsea's average right now. He was at 48%, 46%, 44%. So clearly there's some consistency in his game in that sense, as far as decision-making, be able to create shots. And then I think from the goal and shot creation, which is really what we're kind of looking at from Chelsea's perspective right now, is he is going to contribute a lot in this situation. I mean, well into the hundreds the last 3 seasons. He's already at 27 and we're 8 matches in. So, that just goes to show you, if you multiply that by 5, he'll be well into the hundreds again in the Bundesliga. So, I think with Nkunku, my only kind of thing is, this is assuming probably Pulisic and Ziyech goes, right? There's still rumors about Leao, attackers, which are great. What are you going to do with Kai Havertz? There's still a lot of pieces that need to be shuffled around. Is it good to see that Chelsea are going after top young talent? Absolutely. I'd even get into that real quick, but he's 24 years old, so still, potentially about to hit his prime. He's 5'8", 150 pounds. Obviously, he's a fast-paced, shifty attacker. But again, like, is this the player that Chelsea need right now? No. But is it good that Chelsea are potentially collecting some of the best players over the next 5, 6, 7 years? Absolutely. We don't need to get into the debate that the midfield is 100% the number one need for this team right now. But if Chelsea can go ahead and lock up Nkunku at a solid fee, moving forward, then that's good business at the end of the day by Bully and company. Again, there needs to be a lot of changes structurally to the squad to fit him in with wages and play style and positioning, make sure he's going to get minutes. The other one is Gvardiol, right? So this one is pretty interesting in the sense of he's a right back, maybe right center back, maybe right wing back. Where do you play him? Again, I think Chelsea are just identifying some of the best up-and-coming players, which is great, but you've got Fofana, who you just splashed a ton of cash on. You've got Reece James, who is number one de facto, in Europe. Where's he going to play? Is he filling in for Azpi? And if so, I mean, do you really need to spend that much money on a second string right center back? You've got Trevor in there too. For me, I'm a little more curious as to why this makes sense. He's even younger at 20 years old. He's 6'1.5", so he's got decent height, but he's not 6'3", going to be aerially a huge presence. And so I think we just have to kind of figure out where he fits in. If you look at the stats, obviously you'll see a lot of green, which is always good to see. In the defensive box at the very bottom here, though, tackles are in the gray, aerials won are in the gray, clearances are in the red, but he's good with interceptions, he's good with blocks, and he's good with pressure. So I guess if you can deny the service, that's great. But if the service comes in from the left side and he has to defend the backside on the right, I think that's where we might get into some situations. And again, I just want to see where he fits in to this team. The other thing we should mention is that last season was his first time in a top 5 season, right? And he is young, which is okay, right? But he was just at Dinamo Zagreb 2 seasons ago. Played 29 matches in the Bundesliga, which is good. Had 2,400 minutes, which is a ton. And he's already played in 8 matches, although he's only started for half of them. I think that's probably something we could look into and see. But goals and shot creations, not a lot last season, so it's not like he's going to provide a lot offensively. He's definitely going to be a defender. And again, in these situations, he's defending his dribbles at 53%. He's getting a lot of pressures. He's got a lot of blocks. So again, I guess I just need to watch more of him to see. But I don't know with this one. I know a lot of people are excited about him, but to me, it's like another short right center back. Obviously, he's going to have more energy and athleticism than Azpi, but it is still a weakness that we have to overcome. So again, I think Chelsea it's good to see them look ahead and try to build these building blocks, but I personally don't really know kind of where this is going to go and how you're going to fit all these people in. David Ornstein, obviously over at The Athletic, getting in on it as well. He's saying that actually Nkunku to Chelsea is completely agreed, right? He's saying that it is done. You can go ahead and put a ribbon on it. And to be fair, Ornstein's been batting about 1,000 this summer when it comes to transfers and rumors, and especially with Chelsea. I think he's had a really good run as far as being able to see what's going on in the Chelsea sphere, and so you have to take this seriously. The fact I think that Matt Law is hedging a little bit, just being like, I don't think it's 100% sure. Ornstein's saying it's 100% sure. If a medical really did take place, I think you could realistically look at this and say, okay, guess what? This makes sense. This is definitely a more than likely scenario, and it gets rid of all the bidding wars with a potential Barcelona come this summer, like we again had to go through with Jules Koundé. But again, my last point on this is just kind of where do you fit these players in defensively, right? And I don't have the contracts pulled up. We know Silva, he's on essentially a year-to-year deal. Trevo's talking about wanting out if he's not getting enough game minutes, which he's in that right center back lane that apparently Gvardiol would come into. You've got Reece James at right wing back or right back, depending on what formation we play. He's not getting disrupted at all. Azpilicueta just got, I think a 2-year deal. Koulibaly's got, I think, a 5-year deal on the left side, even though I think he's more comfortable and on the right. Cucurella, left side. And then again, like I said, Fofana, he's on a 6-year deal. We don't know what formation we're going to play in, but where do these players fit in long-term with Chelsea? If you look at the attack, right, and you move up the pitch a little bit, you've got Aubameyang, who's on a short-term contract as far as attackers. Pulisic, definitely, he's going to be monitoring his minutes very clearly this season to see if that's something that he wants to stick around for. Sterling, you just put him on a big deal. He's not going anywhere. Broya's not going anywhere. I could see Ziyech potentially being on the way out. And Kai Havertz. Interestingly enough, I don't know what Chelsea are going to do with Kai. I think they want to see him take a step up this season as well because they have so much invested in him. But Chelsea really need to find a new identity and realistically just kind of see where we're at with everyone. So let me know what you think. I'm just struggling, right? It's a good problem to have. I'm just struggling a little bit on where do you fit in all these pieces, right? Which is a luxury to have. But at the same time, you're adding depth to the right side of the defense, which you assume was settled after this summer. You're looking adding another pacey attacker as well as Leao from AC Milan. You've already got attackers on the books. Who's leaving? And then lastly, this is all fun and games, but the midfield needs to be addressed as well. Granted, it's not January. It's not the summer. We're just getting early reporting that Bully is doing some early work, but just want to touch on it. Let me know the depth chart, right? Where does Gvardiol fit in? And as far as Nkunku, is he just too good to pass up? Any concerns about him coming from the Bundesliga, specifically RB Leipzig, like Timo Werner did? I think they're completely different, but it's always good to think about and go through the exercise. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Are we overloading in places we don't need? Are we missing out on the midfield situation? As always, we got podcasts, we got Discord, we got merch. Let us know what you're enjoying, Chelsea fans. By the way, we're back. Big podcast drop today, a full hour match review with CFC Central 3. That's right, Sam, he was on there as well. And we broke down everything from the match over the weekend. So at the end of the day, 3 points, that's all we needed. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Take care.